Hey, hi, good morning. Think nobody has joined the class. Let's wait 5 to 6 minutes, okay? So let everyone join and we will start the class then. Hey, hi. Regarding yesterday's class, okay, I said to install the Java and Eclipse. If you face any issues regarding anything, till everybody joins, you can ask me, okay? I am here to help you to install. I will take the class today on the installation also, so no worries about that. But if you tried, if you have any doubts, if you stuck anywhere, you can ask me till everybody joins. Okay, so I think there are less members, right? So we will wait more 5 minutes, then we will start the class. So till then, if you faced any issues or if you tried installation, okay, just let me know and I will solve the problem whatever you face. Or if not, I will take the class installations today and how to install and how to download and install in your local system. Okay, then let's start the class. I think there are only four members, right? Okay. So yesterday we discussed about the Java and JSP, right? Just an intro of that and what is actually Java and what are the slogans and what is the architecture. Okay. So you're good. And why we use Java and where we use it. Okay, so I just recap the previous class and we'll go into the writing the program, a small program and installation and what are the required softwares we need to run the Java program and the JSP programs and then we start the class. Okay, so now what we discussed yesterday is why and what is the use of the Java. So Java is an object oriented programming language, so it's developed by the gauss. Okay, and in the 1995 by the microsystems and so, and we have one slogan for that also. So that is not Vora. So it's write once, run anywhere because of our Java code is compiled into the bytecode, so which runs on the JVM. So because of the JVM, so the slogan was rise. So write once and run anywhere. So we can run our Java code in any machines which has a JVM. So it is mostly used in the desktop applications and mobile enterprise systems and also web applications. So web applications we develop using a Spring Boot and JSP servlets. Okay, so second, sorry, and that's in a Java. Okay, so that's in a definitions and that is what who developed it and slogans and why we call it as independent to the machines and where we use. Okay, so just basically just think like Java is another like one English language, so to understanding the level of the Java, and if you write English it can be read anywhere in the world, right? So similarly if you write Java code once, so JVM ensures it runs on the Windows and Linux or Mac without any changes. So JVM is the major, so which converts bytecode into the machine understandable language. So similar to the English. So when you write it something in an English and it will be, sorry why it's, so it understands everywhere. So similar to that Java, when we write in a Java code once and and JVM is present in any system. Okay, so it will ensures to understand in the Windows, Linux or Macs or anywhere. Okay, so that is the importance of the Java and the futures. So before going to running our program, so we need some tools to execute and write the code. Okay, we majorly use Eclipse for the Java. So you need to install the Java and Eclipse IDE. So IDE is nothing but integrated development environment. So we need to install that and also Java into your local system, then only we can practice with our Java programs. Okay, so now as I explained yesterday also, but I didn't shown in the detailed version. So I just want to show you again for the JDK installations and also the Eclipse installation also. So let me, before that, let me delete whatever I have here. So let me go to Java software. So let me delete this and see. We'll see what it happens. I'm just deleting. So let it be. And I'm not sharing my screen, right? 1 second. So let me share my screen. Window entire screen, right? No, good. Now, now first we go with the JDK. So it's important to have the Java in our local system. So open the browser and JDK downloads. Just enter JDK downloads and enter. So here you get the one first link, right? So I already explained yesterday also. So today also I am taking the class on the installations because those are important. Okay. So if you have stuck anywhere, just let me know. I will go through each and every one. So click on that link and go to the JDK 21. Better use the 21, or you can also use the JDK 25. And just simply go to your operating system, Windows, Macs, or Linux, based on your operating system. Select your installer, okay, and simply click the download. Okay, I already shown this yesterday also. I'm just doing once again. So here I also have the JDK, but I just want to replace that. Okay, and it start downloading. After completion of the this softwares, I will show you the like what are the variables we have, what the topic for the today. We have the variables. Okay, so variables in the Java programming language, and why we use Java variables, and why, what are the use, okay, how we create the variables. So after completion of the JDK download, see here we have the JDK. Go to that folder and just simply double click on that and just simply give the permission as yes. And where is that? Here we have, right? So simply go to the next and next. You don't need to change anything, just simply click on next and it will successfully install the JDK in your system. Okay, so and I also said one command to check whether the Java was successfully installed in your system or not. So you can check it by going to the command line, okay, CMD prompt, and just simply check whether the Java is installed successfully or not. So for what we need Windows, so it will open the CMD. So just simply click on OK, and here you get the CMD command line, or if you can also open directly from the search, okay, command line command prompt. Okay, so here you can type the Java hyphen version. Okay, so if the Java version is present in your local system, it will show you what type and what is the version of the Java is present in your local system. So everybody has to be verified by going into the command prompt and check your Java version. Okay, so this is about the JDK, and I also explained you to download the Eclipse. Okay, so just go to the Google and type the Eclipse download, Eclipse download, and go to the first link, which is nothing but www.eclipse.organization. Go to that link, and here we have the download packages. Below the install your favorite desktop IDE packages we have, right? So below that we have the download packages. Go and click there. Now here we use Eclipse IDE for enterprise Java and web developers. Okay, so these are the different types of IDEs we have in the Eclipse, but now we use only Java EE IDE. So it's nothing but enterprise Java and web developers. So based on your Windows, okay, versions, you just simply click on that. So so it will start downloading once you click on the download button. So see it asking me the location, so save it somewhere else. And after download is completed, okay, you will get the one folder like this. Okay, so let me show you that to you. See here we have the Eclipse JDK, right? So just like this folder, you will get compressed folder. So you need to extract that folder. So let me extract this. So I'm just trying to extract that one. So see here it created a new folder, right? So that is a file folder, and that was the previous which was downloaded. It was a compressed one. So we need to extract that. Then we will get the Eclipse folder. So here it will not ask any installation steps. But if you have any errors during extracting the values, just skip that error. You see here I get the error, right? So just do this and skip it, so it will not create any problems. In some systems it will not ask that also, so it's fine. So if you face that, you just skip that error. Okay, after successfully extraction of your file, okay, we will just open the Eclipse and we will create one new file, and we'll see, we will run execute one. So whether it's done or not, let me check it. It's not yet done. Just skip it this also. Okay, after successfully extracting, okay, you get the file folder like this, Eclipse. Go into that folder, and here we have the eclipse.exe, which is nothing but an application. So if you want to create the shortcut, you can just create the shortcut and place it in your taskbar. Okay, so create a shortcut and just place that in your taskbar. Okay, so here you can simply open your Eclipse. Okay, for JSP projects, okay, for the JSP also we need a JDK and Eclipse. Among the JDK and Eclipse, we also need the MySQL. Okay, we need the MySQL server download, and also we need the Tomcat server. So I just want to change my workspace. So desktop, where is that? Workshop. Okay, let me save this folder here, or let me create here a new folder. Okay, so these are the two major softwares we need. So, and we also need, as I said, right, MySQL also, and we need the Tomcat also. So here, see, here we have open perspective, right? So just click on that. So for JSP projects, we use basically Java EE, and for the Java, we simply use a Java. Okay, for practicing the Java, we use a Java, and for the JSP, we use a Java EE version. So this is an enterprise level where we can develop the dynamic web applications. So these are the two perspectives we mostly use. So just get with this. So you need to download and Java. So I'm just selecting the Java. So see, this is our Java Eclipse workspace. So now let me create one project. So after installations of the JDK, now let me create one project here, create the Java project, and just name it as my first project. And next, okay, finish. Okay, this is my first project. Now what I need to do, I need to create one package. Okay, I just want to create one package now, and inside here let me create one package. Basic theory part, finish it. So inside the basic theory part, let me create one class and just create as first. Okay, and I'm also selecting my main class method. So which is I already explained each and every term in the previous class. Okay, so this is my package, and if not clearly visible, let me increase the size of that. Okay, so so this is a public, this is an access modifier. I already explained to you, and this is a class keyword, it's a class name. Okay, whatever the class name I have created. So this is a class name, and this is an access modifier, and this is a static keyword. So which runs without creating object of this particular class. So without creating object of this class also we can run this method. So that is a meaning of the static. Okay, we can use a method of a particular class without creating object to it, and this is a void, which means this method will not return anything. Okay, here if you have created a return word, okay, return something like this. Okay, so it's give you the error. Okay, see, void methods cannot return a value. So basically return keyword use it to return something. So when you have used in the void place, it will give you the error. So instead of returning the value, just you need to simply print it out. So for that, so this is an output statement. When you want to print it out into the console, okay, you need to use the system out dot println. So this is basically an output statement. So hello, something just like that. Okay, so this is in a basic program, and this is a basic programming structure, and this is in a project, and this is in a, you need to create in a package. So inside the package you need to separate all your classes. So here I separated my class with the first Java, and this is my basic program. And here the importance of this project, like a fight, is like here we need to get to know what is a class name and what are the access modifiers, and why I use a static and void, and why I have taken the main method. So without our main method, okay, so without our main method we can't run our Java program. So first when you run the program, it will search for the main method, and then only it will run the program. So here I just given the hello Aurora. Okay, right? So and string r, I already explained string r also. So when you are communicating through the command line, so whatever the terms you have given in your console, okay, that will be stored in this array. So that is the reason it's given the string array. And sing output dot println is nothing but it will print it out in our console. So to print something to the console, we need to use output statement. So we have a different meaning for different keywords. So now we'll go to the our class. Now I already explained, right? Today I will explain about the variables, right? So let me give the variables. So what is a variable actually? Okay, so in Java, so let me take the multiple. So what is variable? So variables is nothing but it is a named memory location. So I have my money and I'm saving in the bank. So bank is the variable. So that is that is in a cache place location, right? So here also in the programming language, to store any value, to store any data, okay, so we use the variables. We use a variable. So variable is a named memory location used to store the values, use it to store the values. So here I can give it as a variable. The variable is a named location, named memory location, used to store, use it to store the values. Okay, so I want to store one value. So imagine like that, I want to store one value, like I want to store one value like 25. So I need to store that in one location. So we need to give that location the name and the data type of that variable. Okay, data type of that variable. And before going into that variables, what are the data types? Okay, so the data types are So the data types are nothing but uh, these are the data types. What data type is are you are handling, okay, or you are storing. So now imagine this is a 25, right? So this data type of 25 is nothing but it's a data type of integer. Okay, so it's a numeric data. So we need to give a separate name to give for the numerics, and for the alphabeticals and characters we have different, and for the floating values, okay, for decimal values we use different type of data types. So we have two types of data types in the Java, so which is nothing but one is primitive data type, okay, primitive data type, and we have non-primitive data types also. So non-primitive data types. So in the primitive data types we have integer and byte. So we have byte, and we have what we have short, and we have integer. Sorry, I need to give it in the small letter. We have the integer, and we have the long, and we have the float. So I will explain each and everything why we use and each. These are the data types we present in the Java. So float and double, and we also have the char, and we have the boolean. Okay, so we have the boolean. So for the integer, okay, so for the integer we use a short, int and long, and for the decimal we use a float and double, and for the characters like alphabets we use a characters. So for every, so so for the integer itself why we have different, so but for the different data type we have a different memory size. Okay, so usually short will takes 2 bytes of memory, and for the int it takes 4 bytes. Okay, so it takes around 4 bytes of memory, so there is a difference of memory. So because of that, what type of variable you're storing, and what is the size of that data you have, so based on your data you need to select the data type of that data. Okay, and the float also it consumes 4 bytes of memory, and it use it for the decimal values, like if you have what we can say, like you have like zero point 0.1 value. Okay, so for that we use the float values, and the double also it is also used to store the decimal values, but it takes 8 bytes. So it also is used to store the decimal values like 0.567, so extra decimal values. So you have a large number of decimal values, so like 15, approximately 15 precision, you can use a double. And the characters we have the 2 bytes, it takes 2 bytes of memory, and the boolean is nothing but the true or false. So whether if you want to store the true or false in your variable, so you can use a boolean value. So here one, yeah, given here it's in the boolean. Okay, so these are the different data types we have. Primitive data types: byte, short, int, long, float, double, character, and the boolean. Okay, so before creating a variable, we need to know the data types and what are the data types present in our Java. So we have two different types of data types: primitive and non-primitive data types. So in the primitive, we have byte, short, int, float, double, and the character. So what are the non-primitive data types? The non-primitive data types are nothing but the string. Okay, so non-primitive data types are strings and arrays. Okay, and the classes also comes under it, and also interfaces. Okay, so these are the non-primitive data types. So primitive data types are blocks and bricks, but non-primitive data types are structures using those bricks. Okay, so using this byte and short, using this primitive data types only, this non-primitive data types are developed. Okay, so imagine these are like a bricks, and this is a structure using that bricks we develop. Okay, so these are the two different types of data types we have in our Java. Okay, so let me just 1 second. Okay, everybody is good, right? So 1 second. So we have different data types, and I explained different data types, right? Completed, right? So int is used to store the numeric digits, and character is used to store the characters like A, B, C, D, and float is used to store the floating point numbers, and the double is used to store the large decimal numbers, and long is used to store the large numerical values which are not able to store in the integer. Okay, so then we use a long, and boolean it will stores only true or false. Okay, so these are the data types we have, primitive and non-primitive. And come to the variables. So variables is a named memory location, so that holds a value. So variables allow us to store and retrieve and manipulate the data. So variable is named memory location, and it holds a value basically, and it also allows that variable to store the value and to retrieve the value from where we have allocated, and also manipulate that data during our program executions. Okay, so and we also have like two topics like literals and identifiers. So literals are nothing but it is synthetic representation of the booleans or a character or a string or a numeric data. Example, let me give like this. Okay, literals, right? So variable is name and memory location, and we can also give the name as variables allow us to store uh, and also retrieve and also manipulate the data in the program execution. Okay, so variables are used to store and retrieve the execution second execution, right? So now what we have, I said, right, the literals, right? So literals, and we have literals and identifiers. Identifiers. So basically, the literals are nothing but identifiers, and the literals are nothing but, so literals are the like representations of the values. Like example, we have integer a equals to something value like 10, 25, and identifiers are nothing but that name of that variables, and literals are the values. Okay, so it is in a synthetic representation basically. Synthetic representation of, and this is an identifier of that variable. So name of the variables, in the future we have the methods, so name of the methods also we can call it as an identifiers. and also the class names or the packages name, whatever the names we have given in our program, so those we call it as an identifiers. And the literals are nothing but like a representation, what are we are giving the representation to that variables and the methods. Okay, so that is a literals, okay, like boolean or integer. So whatever we are giving, so here we have the integer a equals to some 10. So I am storing the numeric value. So for numeric value I'm just taking the integer. Okay, so this is a value and this is an identifier and this is an a literal. Okay, so this is an a literals and identifiers, so we need to get note of this literals and identifiers also. So, and this is in a variable. So variable is in a memory location, use it to store the values. So here, let's see in the integer a equals to 10. So this is in a value. Okay, and this is in a data type basically. So integer data type, and what is a variable name here? So variable name is nothing but a. A variable is storing the 10 value in its, what is the data type? It's storing the integer data type in its memory location. So here the a is the value. So with the value of the a, we can manipulate it and we can also print it out, which is printed out is nothing but we are retrieving that data and we can also manipulate the data with the by using the variables. Okay, so let me create one integer data type here. So let me show it here. Let me remove this and take one variable. Okay, so integer, and I'm taking the age, and let me take the age. Okay, integer age equals to 25. Okay, so here just think like an employee is having the salary, or a student or something, or internship is doing. Okay, so I want to take the salary also. Okay, I want to take the salary. So here I just want to take the salary in the decimal points. So he has a 35,000.75. Okay, so this is a value basically. So this value is in the decimal. So when you have the decimal values, you have to take the double data type. Okay, okay, you need to take the data type as a double. And I just want to take the grade of this particular employee. Okay, so I am just taking the grade and I want giving the grade in the alphabetical order. So I'm just giving the A as a grade. So when you are using these characters in your program, you need to give the char data type. So char grade equals to A. And what else I can think? I have just taken the exam for this candidate and whether he passed or failed. Okay, so I just want to take is pass or is fail. Okay, so if it is, if he is pass, so I'm just giving the true value. So when you want to store the true or false in your program and in a variable, you need to give the data type as boolean. Okay, so these are the different types we have, like long. Okay, when you want to store the long number, so here just see this, I want to give the long age here. See, it's giving me the error. Okay, so when you have took that into the long age and L here, see the error was gone. So whenever you are declaring the long value at the last, you need to declare it with the L. Okay, at the last you need to declare it with the L. So these are the different types of a data type. Just go through that and we'll see. And what I need to print it out this. So now I have stored this value. Now I want to retrieve that value. I have stored the value in the age and I want to retrieve it and print it out in the console. So to print it out in the console, what is our statement we are using? We are using system dot out dot print ln. Okay, so here I'm just using the age and just concatenating for a better, and I want to print it out the age whatever is present in this age, right? So here I just use that variable name. Okay, so now what I've done, I have stored the value in the variable age equals to 25 and I'm using that variable to print it out in my console. Okay, so let me run this program. sorry, run server Java application. So see, age equals to 25. So you understand, right? So variables will allow us to store the value. So I just store that value and retrieve the value. So I just retrieved that. So I store that in the age variable and I just use that age to display in my console. So what is a manipulation? Manipulation is nothing but, so when you want to manipulate this data, like you need to keep the condition, like so conditions are the different part. So I will so I just want to see here I have given the age equals to 25 and I just want to increase that age by 3. Okay, so what it will be happen, let's just save it and just run it again, Java application. So it just added, it's not manipulated, but it just simply added after the 25. But what if I use it like this, integer age after equals to age plus 3. Okay, so now whatever the age is there, I will use it here. Okay, now let's see, save it, control S. So we need to save each and every program. See, the data was changed. So change is what, whatever the data is there, we are manipulating that data, okay, by using whatever the conditions. Okay, here I just placed it, so just small modification, so that is a manipulation. So the basically the variable will allow us to modify the data and to retrieve the data and just to store the data. So to show you everything, I just use this age after. Okay, and if you want to print everything also, you can just simply print it out. Now print ln. So we have the salary, right? So here, this is whatever you are giving in the double quotes, it's an a string, so it will not salary, right? So here it will get printed out like a salary, system dot out dot print ln. So in the output statements also, we have two different types of outputs. Let me show it here itself. So here, let me print it out the grade, and see system dot out dot print. Okay, so this is another type of print. So in the previous output statement, I just use print ln, but here I just use the print. So let's see what is the difference between the both statements by running this program. Okay, so now let's run this program once. Run as Java application. Okay, I didn't save it, so it's asking me to save. So no, let me show you this after this. Now you will get the difference between both our applications. See, I just printed age and it was printed successfully, and after that I printed the salary, so it was printed successfully, and after that I printed the pass and it was successfully printed. But it was not printed in the new line, but it was printed in the same line. Why? See here, when you are printing by using the system.out.print and pass, okay, it will, after whatever the statements are there after that, that will be printed in the same line itself. To print it out in the new line, we have to use the print ln. So there is a difference between the two, system out dot println versus system dot print. So if you want to print everything in the same line, you can use the system dot print. But if you want to print everything in a new line, okay, so you need to use the system dot out dot println. So in the non-primitive data types, these are the primitive data types, and non-primitives we have string, arrays, and class and interfaces. So those are the different topics. We have strings and arrays. So we have to take each one day like strings and arrays and everything. So just just know what are the non-primitive data types, and we will discuss in the future classes. But today we discuss about the primitive data types, what we have and what are the different types and what are the variables. So why we use the variables. Okay, so this is about the Java class, and I will start the class of the JSP in just 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so regarding anything of the today's class, if you have any doubts, you can just ping me in the chat, or else let's wait for 2 minutes for the break, and we'll continue the JSP class. Okay, then for JSP projects, okay, so those we develop like a dynamic web projects. So for those also we need the softwares. So among the JDK, okay, I already explained in the morning, right? So among the JDK and Eclipse, we also need the another software which is nothing but the Tomcat. Okay, Apache Tomcat. Download, just enter Apache Tomcat download and go to the official website Apache Tomcat here. So here we have the download, right, versions. Mostly we use Tomcat 9. If you want to go with the Tomcat 11 or 10, it's fine. But let me, I already have the Tomcat version. You can just download the zip file. Okay, and so here we have the Tomcat zip file. Okay, if you can download, here also we have the code. You just simply go there and download it and save it in the Java softwares. Okay, so after completion of the softwares, just do nothing. Just, I think, yeah, it was compressed file, so you need to extract this also. So extract that file. So simply extract, and here you will have the inside the folder we have the Tomcat. So we need to open that folder from the Eclipse, so we can add it in our server. So which is basically used for the local server. So we need to run our code in a client server, right? So we use in our local server. For that we use a Tomcat. So inside Tomcat we have GitHub configurations bin. So So I think it's not this one. So 1 second, let me download it. This one. So go there, remove this. Now it's get downloaded, right? Just extract this, download it from the source. Okay, so I think we did. So binary core we have, right? Download that one, and yeah, right. So this is the original folder. So go to the Apache Tomcat folder and the downloads. We have the code, right? Binary distribution zip file. So download that zip file and extract that zip file and place it in the remember place and go to the Eclipse now. So change the perspective here. Okay, now we are in the Java perspective, right? So go there in open perspective and go to the Java EE. Okay, select it and see here you can see the server. Close it, and here see in down we can have the servers, right? So here you need to attach your Tomcat server. Okay, so just simply click on that. Just click here, we have Apache, right? So go there and go down. Here we have the Tomcat versions, so select that versions and next. So here you need to browse the version. Okay, wherever you store that Tomcat folder, right? Apache Tomcat folder. So you need to go there by browsing. So I have stored it in the desktop Java softwares. So here I have, right, Apache Tomcat folder. Go there and go into that folder. And here we have all the folders like bin configuration, library logs, right? So here see this is an Apache Tomcat 9.0.109. So you need to select that folder, which usually present all these folders. So select that folder and simply click on finish. Okay, so see here you have your local server successfully integrated with your Eclipse. So among the JDK and Eclipse, we also need the Tomcat local server. Okay, so now we need to create one project. Yesterday I also explained about the JSP. What is actually JSP? Okay, so JSP is nothing but the Java server pages. So where it is an HTML encoded with the Java. So you can write the Java code in your HTML page. So just create one file here, new, go and create the dynamic web project. Okay, so here we need to create the project as a dynamic web project. Just simply click on that and my first JSP project. Okay, so here we have some important checkboxes. So listen carefully, go to the next box, go to the next, and here we need to compulsory check this box. Okay, so here we need the generate web.xml deployment descriptor. So we need to check this box and simply finish. Okay, so here we have, right, my first JSP project. Go here, go down source and go to the main and inside the web app. So inside the web app we have the web inf. So here we have the web.xml file. So basically this is in a welcome file list we have. So in the source, okay, so this is a welcome file list. So which means whenever you run the project, okay, whenever you run this web project, so it will open that file which is present in this welcome file list. Basically, let me remove this everything and let me remove this also. Okay, this is a welcome file list, and here I didn't have any even one file also. So in the JSP, when you want to create a file, you need to create the file here in the web app. Okay, when you want to create the JSP file, you need to create in the web app itself. So how to create the web file here? So simply right click on the web app, new, JSP file. Select the JSP file, and I will create here welcome.jsp. Okay, welcome.jsp. See, this is a welcome.jsp which is under the web app. So now, see, this is basically then HTML structure. Okay, that is in a basically HTML structure, and this is in a page directive tag. So this is in a JSP structure code. So where basically we use the Java code, okay, to create the dynamic web applications. We use the JSP code. So now let me do one thing. Let me create one new h2 as welcome to the JSP classes. Okay, so this is a basically h2 tag in the HTML we use for headings tags. So now when I run this project, I need to display this in my local system. Okay, that is a major. So this is a dynamic local system, is not nothing but in our local Tomcat server. Okay, so let me run this project. So to run this project, what I need to do is right click on this my project name, and here we have the run as, right? So run on the server. It's not a Java application. So there is a difference between Java program and also JSP program. So JSP program will run on the server, and the Java program it's run on our local machine, which is nothing but Java application. So run on server, and you need to select your server. Okay, we have the Tomcat server right now. Just now we integrated with the Eclipse. So select this server and finish. Okay, so it see it the starting the Tomcat server, and it's showing like I didn't have any file to run. Okay, so it's showing HTTP status 404, which is file not found. So there is no file inside this project, but we have the file. Okay, we have the welcome.jsp file, but it's saying we didn't have any file. So what might be the issue? The issue here is in the web.xml. Okay, in the web.xml, in the welcome file list, we didn't inform that whenever the project is running, okay, at the run, okay, at the first you need to open one particular file. So we need to give that file address in the welcome file here. Okay, this is a welcome file list. So here we need to give the welcome file address. So let me give the welcome.jsp. Okay, so now let me run it again. Right click on your project name, run as, run on server, select the Tomcat server and finish. Okay, and just it asking to restart the server, and then allowing him to restart, and see, now it was run successfully with the welcome.jsp file, and it printing me the welcome to the JSP classes. So that is why I'm saying the web.xml file is very important. So we need to check it out while creating our project. And after creation of the project, when you creating the new JSP files, so dynamic creation files, so you need to tell that web.xml, so which file has to be open first when you are running the project. Okay, so when you are running the project, the first file has to be run, right? So it has to display. So we need to integrate that file address in the welcome file list as like this. Okay, we need to give the welcome.jsp file. So here, so why we use the JSP actually? So JSP is used to integrate and encoded the Java code. Okay, so let me create one tag here. Okay, so p tag, and let me give the current date and time. Okay, to get the current date and time in the Java, what we have the java.util.date, right? So to give that new, to give the Java code in the HTML. So basically this is an HTML code. So to embed that Java, so we need to use expression tag here. So this is basically scriptlet tag. So when you use the equals to symbol, it will become the expression tag. So here we need to give the new java dot util dot date. So here it will give you the present date of the program. Okay, so just let me run this once again, this project. Run as, run on server, select the server and finish it. Okay, see, here it getting me the structure of the HTML code, and also it also printing me the Java code also. It is working with the Java and HTML. So basically we can work in the Java, we can work with the both Java and HTML. It is a combination of HTML and the Java code. So this is how we need to create our dynamic web applications by using JSP and also Java. Okay, so this is about the today's class. Okay, installations and basic concepts and basic project creations, and how to run the Java projects and also the JSP projects. Okay, so this is the today's class, guys. So if you have any doubts regarding anything like installations of Tomcat or anything, you can just ping me in the WhatsApp, or you can also ping me in the group, or you can also ping me in this chat box also. Okay, so let me know if you face any issues or if you have any questions regarding anything. I know less members are joining in the session, but it's okay, we will discuss with that. We will inform to the college also whoever is joining, and we are submitting the names, so don't worry about that. But we attend daily to these classes. Just explain to your friends also. Okay, and if everything is good, everything is done, just try with these installations and this basic project creations and running the project. So if you face any issues, we will discuss that in the Monday, or you can just ping me in the WhatsApp or wherever. We are here to help you. Okay, thank you guys, thank you for attending the class.